of it. And I gotta admit that the more I play my Nintendo Switch 2, the more I kind of just hate this thing. It kind of feels like a ripoff. And
then return it. You knew about this for the past 2 months before you decided to pick one up. And now that you got a problem with it, all this just so you can keep your AC on low. I mean, because at this point, this is grifting at its finest, bro. I've never seen a dude complain so much about a product, but then now that they got it, they still doing the same thing. Bruh, you ever heard of a return? If you have that much of a problem with what you purchased, how about you return it to sender and get your money back? But we already know why you're not doing it, because obviously it pays off more to continue to make these videos than if you just return the Switch 2 and still did the same exact thing, dude. I mean, come on, man. I mean, this is grifting at its finest.
when you put it into the dock, you can feel the fact that this thing is very, very tip-worthy. This thing being such a thin piece of plastic, and this being such a heavy chunk of batteries and screens and stuff like that, this thing tips over constantly. My cat has knocked this thing over 5 times in 5 days.
So you gonna blame Nintendo for that? How about you control your cat, bro? What? Yeah, Nintendo, I have an angry girlfriend, and when she get mad at me, she likes to break my products. You need to do something about that. You know, we need some parental control so my toddler don't go around picking up my Switch 2 out of my dock and throwing it on the wall. Nintendo, you should be responsible for this. Are you serious, bro? You was out here blaming Nintendo for something that your cat is doing. I can't believe it, man. How is this even a complaint? How does Nintendo get a complaint for this, but not your cat that you probably picked up at PetSmart? Like, yo, come on, man. Like, this is petty beyond belief, bro. Like, this man is out here blaming his Nintendo Switch 2 for something that his cat keep doing. Like, I mean, I'm honestly hoping your cat just breaks it so you have no other option but to return it and you get your money back so you can stop these grifting videos that you keep doing. But man, to blame Nintendo for something that your own pet is doing is different levels of crazy, man. Let me tell you.
And to put that into perspective, I've had this thing for 8 years. My cat has never knocked it over once.
Well, maybe your cat was a different cat. You know, like... What do we do? I don't even have a cat, so I guess I'm all good if I decided to get one, right? Like, what are we doing? Like, are you serious? We out here blaming these companies for something that you guys should be responsible in doing? What?
Seems like this thing, it seems like what they're...
Oh, because my cat didn't knock that one. But, hold on. One dog is white and the other one is... Don't tell me his cat is...
It was that these things should be the exact same size. We should have these be the exact same dimension.
It wouldn't have mattered. Your cat probably would have knocked it down too. He's probably telling you that it sucks. Which we already know that's true, man. Like, what are you doing, man? The cat can feel the hatred in your room towards this platform. So he said, you know what, let me take it out on this man's Switch since he don't want to feed me my catnip and change my litter box. Like, what is you doing, man? Out here blaming Nintendo for something your cat is doing?
So you could easily just take this out of your entertainment center, put this into your entertainment center, right?
What?
But the problem
is... Hannah Montana? What? Hold on, what? What did he say? Huh? What?
These things should be the exact same size. We should have these be the exact same dimensions.
Now, why would that even matter, bro?
Easily just take this out of your entertainment center, put this into your entertainment center.
What? Entertainer center? What? Hold on, what?
The idea was that
these
things should be the exact same size. We should have these be the exact same dimensions. You could easily just take this out of your entertainment center, put this into your entertainment center.
You mean entertainment center? What's a entertainer? What?
Right? But the problem is that having these as the exact same dimension for a system that's...
He's talking about the dimensions, bro. Your cat would have knocked it over anyway, bro. Like, that's crazy, bro. Nintendo got to do all these just so your cat can stop knocking it over, bro. If you got that much of a problem with your Switch 2 being knocked over, then you need to get rid of your cat. How you blaming it? No wonder Nintendo's like, hey man, once y'all sign that legal contract, y'all can't sue us for anything. Well, these are the lawsuits y'all was doing? Were y'all really suing Nintendo for why your Switch 2 was being knocked to the floor? Like, what? Yo, come on, man.
Like 50% heavier, it just doesn't feel right. I have also seen a lot of people saying that, honestly, this being able to fully pop off, the back just basically being fully removable.
Actually, it makes it easier to put the wires through it, and then you just put it over. Yeah, it does make more sense.
Some people have not liked that. To me, I don't mind that. I have seen people saying, though, that they want to buy some sort of extra legs for this, something to actually make this, honestly, more sturdy. Because right now, if this thing tips over, your Switch is going to get scratched. Your $500 system is about to have some speed stripes.
And whose fault is that? Whose fault is that? Is it you, Nintendo, or your cat? Who you want to blame for this?
Experiencing this constantly, and I feel like nobody else is talking about it. I mean, I've seen some tweets talking about it, but some Nintendo Switch 2 games got patches, some automatic patches that made them run better. Switch 1 games running on the Switch 2, they have better frame rate, better resolution, better...
Not every single game, but some do.
Stuff to just make it where, in general, they get that tiniest boost, because this does have a faster drive, it's got better load times, it's got obviously much higher resolution and stuff like that. There are some games, though, that still crash constantly. Red Faction Guerrilla, I ended up buying this. This was on sale for $3, and I was like, okay, I want to check that out. When I booted up, this game crashes constantly on the Nintendo Switch 2. How is it that you have a game that...
I think it also crashed on the Switch 1 too, if I'm not mistaken.
Honestly, this game came out 12 years ago.
I don't even think it's Nintendo. I think it's actually the people that ported the game, because I remember when this game first came out, this game had issues. Because I think I actually had it. I got the physical copy. And yeah, it had issues. That was even on the Switch 1, so you can't even blame Nintendo for that, because they didn't even make that.
No, this is a bare bones...
But there's one thing that Nintendo did do well, which came from their hardware, which is the fact that the game can run at a much more stable 60 FPS. That's something that Nintendo had control over. They have no control over how a developer makes a game to their platform. If they make a bad game and it crashes, then you need to take that complaint to the people that made Red Faction Guerrilla.
Or, how is it running so bad on such an expensive console? I've seen people saying their entire...
I mean, look at Quantum Era. You know, you want to blame PlayStation for that, or you want to blame the people that made it? Exactly.
Nintendo Switch keeps hard crashing, and to me, that's unforgivable. It shows such an instability to the tech that honestly should not...
That's not true, though, because there's a lot of good games, or should I say a lot of games that are on the platforms that crash and have issues, and Microsoft, Nintendo, and Sony have nothing to do with that. It has more to do with the fact that they did a bad port or something of that nature. I mean, I heard Darksiders 3 is actually run 60 FPS on the Switch 2, which is actually quite surprising, because it doesn't even run 60 on these consoles, because we never got an update, and they decided to lock it to 30. And with the Switch 1 version, it was uncapped. So I guess that is the benefit of uncapped frame rate, that maybe potentially in the future, the frame rate can actually achieve something greater than what was available on the day of it releasing. But sometimes, you know, like I said, it would have to have a patch.
Exist for such a high price tag. I still feel like the fact that they did not allow reviews and stuff for this, they did not allow reviewers early access, I still feel like it's a sign that they were afraid of the fact that people were actually going to try to play games on their gaming device.
Wow.
To admit that I feel like there's just not enough. There have been so many times now where I'm playing my Nintendo Switch 2 and I'm like, man, these games suck. I wish I had a big open world adventure. I wish that they'd released...
So we're going to act like Mario Kart World doesn't exist? Didn't you do a review on that game and that's open world? Cyberpunk? Bruh. Come on, man. This is just awfully too easy.
I feel like there's just not enough.
Let's hear it again.
Been so many times now where I'm playing my Nintendo Switch 2 and I'm like, man, these games suck. I wish I had a big open world adventure.
Cyberpunk and Mario Kart World.
Wish that they'd released, I don't know, if you're going to just re-release Zelda for the 15th time, you're just re-releasing Zelda Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, you should have put in extra DLC for free and been like, oh, here's something that could only run the Nintendo Switch 2. Remember when Horizon...
companies ain't doing that.
Did that? There was the Horizon Forbidden West Burning Shores DLC, and it only ran on the PlayStation 5. And that DLC kicked ass. I feel like they should have done something like that for the Nintendo Switch 2, but it just feels like they didn't even care enough. They were like, these hogs will slap it up.
Yeah, and you're one of them.
This is the worst launch games I have ever seen since the Virtual, because that launch game...
I mean, the Switch 2, I will say, I mean, even though I was excited for some of the games that had come out, I think the Switch 2 launch is trash. I mean, you have survival kids. I mean, there's nothing that really makes the system stand out besides Mario Kart World. Unless you're like the biggest Mario Kart enthusiast, and I do like Mario Kart, but I don't like it that much. Yeah, I would say Switch 2 is definitely by far one of the worst launches in gaming history. It really is that bad.
Was Mario Tennis and nothing else. This honestly shows that, honestly, Nintendo just does not care. They know people are going to buy it, and they don't respect you. Number one.
Well, clearly you don't respect yourself, because if you did, you would have bought it, and you would have chose to support your stance and saying, I don't want to support Nintendo, and you did. You could have waited for a second. I mean, there's so many things you could have done, because I'm waiting for a secondhand Switch, too. And when I do, I'll make sure I definitely do some tests. But in regards to me giving my money to Nintendo directly, oh, hell no, I'm not doing that. I feel that there's no rush for it. And even then, I have to get the secondhand Switch at a nice price. I'm not paying any more than what the system would originally cost. But if anything, I want it completely less than what it's worth.
It's got this special speaker with 3D.
But, speaking of crashes, man, like, I don't know, man, because I'm shocked that he still has a problem with the Switch. But for some reason, hold on, guys. It seems like my video, hold on. What's going on here? Guys, can you guys still hear me? Hello? Oh, man, it froze again, huh? Oh, man, hold on, guys. I think something's wrong with my video. Hello? Hello? Something's wrong with my video. Hold on. Hello? Hello?
And this is what I've had.